Hello everybody and welcome back to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth and this is the third video in my three-part library haul. So we are finally getting to the books that I got for myself while wandering around the library following that little short thing you saw in the last video. So if you are interested in books ranging from children's to adults to graphic novels and you want to see what I got, well, stay tuned because here we go. Before I start telling you exactly what I got, let me just give you a sneak peek of what I was carrying around. Yeah. Look at that. All of those. I can't even get them all in frame. It's pretty heavy, actually. That's a little heavier than I was intending. Didn't think it was going to be that bad. Okay, so moving right along, I have a selection of books from kind of upper children's chapter books. Possibly, it might be a middle grade, but I don't think it is. All the way through middle grade, young adult, adult, and graphic novel. So let's get started because I'm excited to read these. First, I have Flora Ulysses by Kate DiCamillo. Some people say this is a children's book. Some people say that it is a middle grade book. All I know is it looks like fun and it's about a cynical little girl and her pet squirrel. So I'm excited to read this. I've heard good things and I can't wait to actually find out what it's about. Next, I have The Fairytale Matchmaker by E.D. Baker. This is the woman who wrote Tales of the Frog Princess. And when I was finishing up my student teaching about 8 years ago or so, 9 years ago, I got 2 box sets of books off of the Scholastic sheets that you send home, back in the day, you couldn't go online. We just did everything with the papers. And they had the box sets of The Frog Princess. And I think that I actually have all of them. I'm not sure. I just remember that I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great middle grade series. And so when I saw that she had come out with The Fairytale Matchmaker, I was excited to pick this up and see it's a little bit higher on the middle grade section. So the other ones were kind of for the younger middle grade readers, and this seems to be for the ones that are kind of on the cusp to going to YA. So we'll see what I think. But I remember liking her writing style, so hopefully that continues. Next, I have Seven Dead Pirates, a ghost story by Linda Bailey. And basically, I got this because it's pirates and the front cover looks awesome. And the first line says, "Life isn't easy for terminally shy Lewis Dearborn." That is the first line of the summary. And I went, all right, it's a ghost story and there's a terminally shy kid. We'll check that out. And basically, his great grandpa is like his favorite person in the world, and he passes away, and his family moves into grandpa's dilapidated seaside mansion. And he kind of finds belonging in himself, but then there are ghosts. So I didn't even read the entire summary. I'm obviously bumbling it up, but yeah, that was definitely something I'm interested in reading, and I can't wait to pick up. Next, I have The Scandalous Sisterhood of Prickwillow Place, and this is by somebody with a name that wrote it. Julie Berry. It's got deckled edges. They've kind of been smushed, but I really like the entire look of this, and that's basically why I picked it up. Like, seriously, that I went, yeah, I'm going to get that. And then while I was waiting to check them out, I actually read the summary and went, all right, this was a good pick. The first line in the summary, or the first couple of lines in the summary are, "The students of St. Etheldreda's School for Young Ladies face a bothersome dilemma. Their irascible headmistress, Miss Plackett, and her surly brother, Mr. Godding, have been most inconveniently poisoned at Sunday dinner." Yeah, so I'll tell you how that goes. But it looks really interesting, and I'm excited to grab it. And then when we went upstairs to look at the movies, I picked up 2 second books in a series. So last month, if you remember, I read Shiver and Dorothy Must Die. And they had Linger by Maggie Stiefvater, which is the second in that The Wolves of whatever place and stuff. Yeah, that series. So I have that currently on audiobook, but I'm not listening to it because I also have A Feast for Crows on audiobook, and I'm listening to that one. And I don't do more than one at a time, apparently. So, yeah, I'm just too into A Feast for Crows. And then the second one I got was The Wicked Will Rise, which is, of course, the second to the Dorothy Must Die trilogy by Danielle Page. I'm looking forward to kind of finding out the continuation of the story there. And next to the young adult section is the graphic novel section. And I picked up Batman and Robin, the deluxe edition, Batman versus Robin. And this is by Grant Morrison with art by Caroline Stewart, Andy Clark, Scott Hanna, and Dustin Nguyen. I can't say that word. I'm sorry, I butcher his name every time. But yeah, that's just interesting. I haven't looked at that one before, so I thought I'd pick it up. And the other graphic novel I got is The Book of Revelation. And this is actually the Biblical Book of Revelation. It has been translated by Mark Airy and Philemon Sevastieres. I think they are friars, apparently. Adapted by Matt Dorff and illustrated by Chris Cole. And so here are some of the illustrations. I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how they've set this up. And my dad is, as you probably already know, a minister as well as the on-campus professor for biblical studies. He's in the humanities department. He does philosophy and biblical studies. So this might be something that if it's set up really well, we can get a copy for him to kind of put in his office and use in some of his classes for his students. So I thought that was really interesting that they would have that. Now my final two books are from the adult section. This one is I don't know why I can't say that. Going Postal by Sir Terry Pratchett. Josh over at the Madhouse, he has given me a list of books that would be good to start Sir Terry Pratchett with. And the only thing I've ever read by Sir Pratchett is Dragons at Crumbling Castle, which is great. It's a series of children's short stories, and I loved it. But I want to get into his adult books, and I have one that's like book 247 or something in the Discworld series. But they said you don't want to start there. But my library doesn't have the Discworld books that he said to start with, so I went, hey, I'm gonna get this one. Look, Josh. Look, Josh. Okay, and then the final book I picked up is because it was the choice for one of the Goodreads book groups. I'm so bad. Book groups. A book group. Book club. It's called a book club. I follow several on Goodreads, and my library actually didn't have any of the books for five of my Goodreads book clubs that I follow. But they did have Max's pick for the month of January, which is Special Topics in Calamity Physics, a novel by Marisha Pessl. So I picked that up, and we'll see how far I get and what I think of it. Max always has these books that sound super interesting, and then I never pick them up because they're so far out of my comfort zone. But I'm going to try and do this and get in on the chats in Goodreads. So we'll see what happens. But that is all of the books that I got from the library. Because I cannot control myself. And I will see you guys again with another video tomorrow. I hope that you have enjoyed this 3-part monstrosity of a book haul and that you are having a wonderful day. Until next time, read something good and write something better. Bye.